Hello, everybody. Today is the 14th. Tomorrow I'll be back at Catalina, private charter, taking 4 people to the island. See who's around tonight. Here's Jeff. There's a bunch of you guys. Jeff is back in California. So are you working or are you just going out on your boat? Hair looks terrible. Hey, Terry. So Terry's in Long Beach. She's going on our private charter tomorrow with 3 other people. And Tony over in San Quentin. Hey, Tony. How could you have a big problem with the hotel? Where did you leave out of, Jeff? San Diego or Dana Point? I don't know where your boat is right now. So Don's question is, so is the fishing slow with this pandemic? No. Fishing's been really good local here in Long Beach. And guys in San Diego are doing good. Lots of tuna. I saw even a boat out of Redondo caught tuna today. 100-pounders. I don't know how far they went. Well, Terry, why didn't you get a better hotel? The hotel that bad you had to sleep in you almost slept in your car? That's not good. Jesse, what are we going to hunt for tomorrow? Well, we're always going to look for the calico bass, and where the calico bass are, the yellowtail are swimming through. So hopefully we get some yellowtail. I was on the Tradition on Sunday, and we went all the way to Catalina, and we had really good calico bass fishing. Had like 2 or 3 spots, and then we hooked a couple of yellowtail, and the guys couldn't stop them, so we lost it. Guys, we are doing a raffle today. We're doing something a little bit different. I talked to Ryan, the owner of the Triton and Gale Force. So today's raffle prize will be a free ticket on an open party trip. So it's like $160 value. I don't know what they're charging, $155 or $175 for their open party now, because they're only taking like 12 people. So we are going to give away a ticket on either the Gale Force or the Triton. So the winner, I need to send Ryan that person's email address so they can get the ticket from them. But yeah, so that's going to be the prize. If you'd like to get a raffle ticket, we'll probably wait till Tuesday to give it away so we sell enough tickets, because it's such a good prize. I don't want to just sell like $30 or $50 worth of tickets. So I think we'll do it on Tuesday. So everybody that gets in today and Tuesday, we are going to do it. So it's going to be a ticket for one person on the Gale Force of the Triton. Yeah, Tony, it's hard to get on boats on the weekends. You really gotta make your reservation earlier in the week. So Brian's asking how you fish a magic middle light. You fish it slow. You want it to kick from side to side. If it doesn't kick from side to side, you won't get bit. If you want it in too fast, it just darts in, doesn't work right. You want it to kick from side to side. Depending on what's being spied reel, that's what you get. Lee, do I ever use swim baits for yellowtail? I've caught yellowtail on swim baits, but I don't use them for that. I sometimes will fish a bucktail and put a swim bait on the bucktail, and I've caught yellows that way. And the last couple of yellows I caught in bucktail, I was using a single tail grub for bass, and I was winding it back, and yellowtails ate it. Hey Kevin, how you doing? Okay, here's the link for the raffle tickets. So I think we'll give it away on Tuesday, like I said. But there's a link there. It's $5 a ticket. Buy one, buy 10, whatever you want to buy. And then on Tuesday, we'll pick the winner. Yeah, Harold, I wouldn't doubt that those broomtails are 200 pounds. The ones I saw were over 100, 150 pounds, and that was a few years ago. What size bucktail for yellowtail? Normally, you're going to fish like a 2 ounce or 4 ounce. Sometimes a 1 ounce if you're using live squid. And I like to use the newer ones, the HD models, that has the bigger hook on it. That'd be my choice for yellowtail. That's what I use for tuna too. What's my plan for tomorrow, Joan? I'm gonna go hit the bass spots and look for tuna. I mean, look for yellowtail. See what we can get. So Brandon's going on the condor. Yeah, it looks like the fish counts have come up, so it's pretty good. Philly Carr wants to know what rod and reel do you recommend for yellowtail? There's so many reels out there. I use Lexas. I use Komodas. Um, I use some torque reels, old Penn torque reels. And if you want an inexpensive quality rod, the California rod by Turner's is a good deal. It's a Phoenix blank, and it's not as expensive as getting a Phoenix rod, and it works out good. So you could do that, but there's lots of brands. Go visit your local tackle store. I was in a couple stores today, and they're swamped. There's so many people going in to the stores right now. It's unbelievable how busy they are. You guys are really happy. Looks like hardest thing they're having is getting stuff back in. Terry, make sure you have a fishing license. If you don't have a fishing license, you can't go on the boat. No, the sport boats have not been closed. The things that have been closed in Southern California: churches, museums, zoos, gyms, nail salons, barbershops. Sport boats haven't been touched yet, and hopefully they won't be touched. So we'll see what happens. Let me see. Quaker wants to know, do I take my boats on tuna trips? When people pay me to go, I'll go. But as a rule, most of the people I take out want to pull on a bunch of fish, so we go look for calico bass and yellowtail, barracuda at the islands. When you guys ask about rod and reel recommendations, there really are just so many rods and reels out there, and it all depends on your budget. Some people like Avids, some people don't like Avids. I don't use Shimano. I use Daiwa. I use Pin, some Akuma reels. So, it really depends. You really need to go into a store, pull on some stuff, and see, how long of a rod you want, how short of a rod, all that kind of stuff. Eric. Eric wants to know what the best bait is for catfish. You've volunteered so many times at our kids' events. You don't know what the best bait is for catfish? If I was going to only take one bait, it would be shrimp and stink bait. And I would dip the shrimp in the stink bait. My second choice would be marshmallows with mackerel and dip that in stink bait. And I like having the marshmallows to get the bait off the bottom. So that's pretty good. Jeff, were you guys in U.S. waters or down in Mexico? Let's see what else. David, how do you rig a bucktail for yellowtail? It depends. If you're going to just use a bucktail with squid, you can do that, or you can put a single tail grub and swim it. Most of the ones I catch, I just have squid on it, and I'm just bouncing around, moving along the kelp bed. But like I said, the last two I caught, I had a bucktail with a long single tail grub, not like the big ones I use for lingcod, but a shorter one. And I was just winding it back in, and the yellowtails jumped on it and ate it. Okay. Yeah, Phil, you should join us on a trip sometime. Come join us. And you can see all the gear that people are using. And you get a better idea of tackle. So when you guys were fishing at 3 a.m. in San Diego, you on a pier or just fishing off the rocks? A long fin, I agree, that's a great store. Nick, what to expect fishing Catalina? I would go, if you go to Catalina, expect the bass, fish the bass, maybe get lucky on a halibut or white sea bass. Fish the bass, and as you're fishing the bass, you should hook some yellowtail. And we've hooked a few the last couple trips. Last trip we didn't hook one, but trip before that we hooked a couple. And the fish are just big. We need some small yellowtail to show up. The fish are right now are 30 to 40 pounds, over 40 pounds, and guys just can't stop them. That's been the problem. Yeah, if you guys want reels for casting, look at reels that are star drag. That's one thing I don't like about Avids is the lever drag. They don't cast nearly as good as a star drag reel. So I would look for star drags. Joe, if you want to go fishing, just go to my website, sign up for the trips. All my trips for July are sold out for the TV show. But we do have trips for August. And if you guys want to join me, just use this link here. I'll give it to you right now. And you can go look there. And it's got all our trips for the rest of the year, all the way through November. So you can use these links, go there, and you can see my whole schedule for the rest of the year. And join us. And they're all filmed for TV. You guys got 8 fish today, Jeff? How big? How big were your tuna? And you get them on flying fish, or would you get them on? Yeah, Bill, I don't know anything about the sizes of drift socks. You want something that will work for your boat. They usually say what size they're, like what size boat they're for. So that's what I would say. Eric, where are you taking the kids catfishing at? You might want to go to Lake Lake. They stocked it like a week ago for their overnight derby thing. I'm sure there's still fish there. And Johnny named a fish after me. Thank you. Let's see what other comments you guys have here. Tool is asking, are landings going to remain open in the near future? I hope so. I hope they stay open. I hope we all are able to still run our trips. But if in LA, right now we're in orange in the danger level. If we get to red, it's going to be like March. They're going to lock everything down, close everything. I don't know how many businesses will abide by it. I mean, some guys in Riverside are saying they're not going to close their gyms down, even though the governor said they had to. The problem with the sport boats, all of us with boats, is if the state or the county says you can't run, then our insurance policies are no good. And that's the problem. So with insurance policy not being active, we're out of luck. We can't run. And nobody wants to run a trip without insurance, just in case something happens. Especially when we got fog and you got idiots out there driving boats that don't know what they're doing. So. David, what tackle shops stock our bucktails? Mark Store has them. Performance Tackle. Island Tackle has them. Baja Tackle has them. I wish Turner's did, but they don't have them. So. Yeah, the calico bass fishing's been really good. Santa Ana River Lakes. Okay. So you're going to pay to go fishing. Those are nice sized tuna, Jeff. 45 to 135. That's good. All in live bait. Did I see a link on Sunday, Bo? I don't think so. Did you send me a picture? Or did you put it on Instagram? Jeff, why don't you answer Jason's question about 100-pound braid to fluoro? I know a lot of people use hollow, but that would be a Jeff question. He's the tuna guy all the time. Okay. So yeah, Jeff was using a 1/0 hook. Those are small hooks. That means he had smaller bait. But you know, you can catch 100-pound fish on 1/0 hook. That's what he caught. Any advice on fishing those mega yellowtail? Yeah, fish the really ugly, nasty, rocky areas. Wherever the most structure is, wherever you have the least likely chance of landing them, is where you're going to hook them. No, charters are still running. There hasn't been any cancellation of boats yet or landings. Everybody is still up and running. Do I have any scary boat stories? Yes, I do. Yeah, Walmart has some of the Walmart stores has our bucktails. They called us today about ordering more bucktails. So hopefully we'll be back in more of the stores. Yeah, if you guys go into Turner's, ask them for the bucktails. Ask them if they can put them back in. Yeah, Turner doesn't have any of our bucktails. So what'd you catch on your trip, Lloyd? I don't know if you posted it already. You guys broke the rudder on the boat? That's not good. How'd you get back? Yeah, Johnny's in Pasadena has our bucktails. Okay, but I'll have to go look for it on Instagram. Tyler, you been catching anything good on the piers? Do you ever go freshwater fishing? I haven't done it in a while. I want to go up to the high Sierras this year, but yeah, we filmed in Big Bear. We filmed up in the high Sierras. We filmed up quite a few places trout fishing, and we did Diamond Valley. We did bass episodes at a bunch of the lakes in San Diego over the years. April. April's little treat. April. 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 Here she comes. I don't know why she's afraid of this room. She walks in like she doesn't think she's going to leave. Albert, should you use straight mono for a cold sniper? Yeah, you really don't need to use fluorocarbon if you're fishing a jig like that, a fast working jig. You want to use fluorocarbon when you're fly lining in clear, clean water. But if you're working a jig, working a bucktail down deep, working a magic metal, a cold sniper, you don't need to use fluorocarbon. You can go with straight mono. There's a lot of people in Big Bear. Yeah, I've heard stories of a lot of people that are afraid of the virus down here are hanging out in Big Bear. Maybe I should do a meet and greet in Big Bear and see if we can get more people there. You guys probably wouldn't like that. Tyler says, mentioned earlier in the chat, I need to beach Saturday night, cut 5 mackerel, 1 spider crab. Jay Outdoors, I will be at Catalina tomorrow too. Maybe you'll see me over there. And the bass fishing's been really good. The yellowtail fishing's been hit and miss. Gene is asking, what's the best way to get loose when stuck on the bottom? The best way is to just give your line a lot of slack, shake the rod really hard, see if you can get it loose, and then see if it pops loose. If you try to pull your hook through the rock, it never works, and you just get deeper and deeper. Your hook gets harder and harder. As the boat drifts, your line gets narrower, and you don't have a chance. But if you get stuck right away and you're more up and down on it, you can give it some slack, shake the rod, and sometimes you can get away, you can get out. Okay, guys, we have over 80 people and only 40 likes. We need to improve on that. Jason, how long does fluorocarbon last? If you should put fresh fluorocarbon on every time you go fishing, because it's such a small piece of line. Just put fresh fluorocarbon on. How long does it last in your tackle box? Depends where you're storing it. If you're keeping it in the garage, it's not going to last that long. You want to keep it in a cool place, and do not put it in the refrigerator. that's a terrible place to put it. It really dries it out. I've always been told to just put it in a styrofoam ice chest and like inside a room that's like a regular house. That way it's insulated and should be okay. So Mike's saying, don't come to Big Bear. They have traffic now. Now they're like Southern California. Brian, have you ever had a kids club meeting at the regional park in Cerritos? We haven't had a kids club meeting there, but we have had our youth events there. A couple of times they were sponsored by the park, and 2 years in a row they were sponsored by City of Hawaiian Gardens, and we did them there. They were really fun. That's a great little lake to use for the kids events. Marlene, how's the white sea bass fishing been? A week ago was really good. Some boats had 50, 60 fish, and they were getting them either at San Nick Island or Santa Rosa Island. That's where they've been catching them. Kennedy was out there. He got a limit of white sea bass. Is it 2 right now or 3 right now for the white sea bass? Manuel wants to know when fishing light baits, how many yards of mono top shot do you recommend? I like to have at least 75 yards, maybe 100, depending how heavy a line you're using. And then on top of that, if I'm fly lining, I'll put on a piece of fluorocarbon. The last 2-3 years, I was going straight Spectra to a fluorocarbon, and I just had too many times where my fluorocarbon or my knot blew up just because the Spectra doesn't stretch, and you got a fish running really hard, a yellowtail, a tuna. You put your reel in gear, and the drag's a little tight, and boom, it just blows up. So this year I'm switching it around, and I'm going with mono. I'm putting like 50 to 100 yards, 75 yards, 100 yards of mono top shot, and then putting on my my fluorocarbon. Very cool. Yeah, see, Jeff keeps his fluoro in a cooler. Is that a brown shark behind you? The dog? It's a black dog. Sure. You want to come over here? I'll give you your last hot dog. Come here. Come on. Here. Okay, what other questions do we have here? Mirage had limits of white sea bass today, so they probably got them in Santa Rosa. So limits on sea bass right now is 3. That's good. Yeah, I'm going to cook up some calico bass for dinner tonight in about 15 minutes. So I'm going to do that for dinner tonight. Let me see what else I got going on here. How often do I change my mono? It depends how many fish I catch. If I catch a bunch of fish, I'll change it, every trip. If I only make a few casts and only catch a couple fish, then I don't change it out that often. It just really depends on what I'm catching, and then I change it out. But, you don't want to be cheap online. You want to go ahead and, you spend all that money to go fishing, and you don't get to go fishing that often. So I would really recommend you guys spend some money and get fresh line and put it on your reels. Makes a big difference. So we only sold a few raffle tickets today. I'm surprised. I thought we'd sell a lot more raffle tickets, but only a few so far. So if you guys want to get into the raffle, please get some tickets. What happened to my screen? Can I see anything? What happened to my screen? There you guys are. I lost you there. So here's the link for the raffle. Again, we're giving away one ticket for the Gale Force or the Triton for an open party trip. So it's like $160 value. Yeah, Yellowtail is really good eating. Yellowfin smells bad. I've never had yellowfin that smelled bad. Just want to keep it cold. Is Barracuda good to eat? Yeah, people eat it all the time. Sheephead. I know a lot of guys that really like sheephead, but some people just steam it because they say it tastes like crab meat. A lot of artificial crab is sheephead that they use. Yeah, you guys should change your lines often. You spend $300 to go on a tuna trip, and then you don't want to spend $20 on fresh line. And then you wonder why you lose your fish. Yeah, Lloyd, April's getting close to me because I have hot dogs for her. She's sitting there waiting for more hot dogs. She doesn't know that they're all gone. And then I'm going to be going to the East Cape the end of the month. So I'm going to miss a couple of, I think I'm only going to miss one of our talks that Thursday. I wonder if maybe if I can, I'll try to do it from down there. But the internet isn't too good down there, but I will try. I haven't had much luck with P-line, Matthew. I usually use Izers. Michael's eating yellowtail. What's the best setup to catch redfish? Most of the redfish I've caught on the East Coast have been with shrimp. Used shrimp. I've seen pictures of people using bucktails, but most of the ones I've caught, and I've only done it a few times, maybe 5 times out of Louisiana and stuff. It's been with shrimp, fish shrimp. Tyler, if you catch a fresh fish and you get it on ice right away, it never smells. The only time fish smells is if you don't take care of it. And that's why people always ask me, how do you get fresh fish at the market? What should you look for other than looking at the eyeballs? And I always tell them, if it smells like fish in the market, don't buy it. It's been frozen too many times. Alan, I'm liked in the valley. What valley is that I'm liked in? Yeah, Derek, I like Iserline. It's inexpensive and it works good. My audio is lagging. I don't know. I don't have any control over that. What else is on here? What's the best bait for spotties? Sorry, Mean Bird. I didn't see it earlier. What's the best bait for spotties? I normally catch my spotties on small swim baits. I have caught them on stick baits like this, but probably smaller ones. This is what I like to use on the breakwater. I want something that's going to dive down, but I would probably use something smaller for spotties. I've also caught them on bucktails, half-ounce bucktail with a strip of squid. But I don't fish them that much. But I've done shows on catching them. Normally they're not that hard to catch. Hi, Aaron. I'm doing good. I'm here. Yeah, and Jeff, I know what you mean. And down there in the Gulf, it's so easy to catch the shrimp. I mean, the place I was staying at, the guide had this little cabin thing on the water, and we would just catch a shrimp at night and have all the shrimp we wanted. So that was easy. Lewis, can I recommend the food saver? Yeah, I mean, I still use my food savers. They used to be a great sponsor of mine, and then they got bought and sold, and I lost them. Aaron needs a jig stick. I would look at the California rod. I mean, it's still a pretty inexpensive rod, and they do make jig stick models. You know, CalStar makes a great jig stick. I haven't tried the Seeker ones, but I still have a bunch of CalStar jig sticks that I've used over the years. They're fine. I'm trying to get some work done while I'm talking to you guys. Sorry about that. Oh, also this Saturday, we are going to do Saturday at 11 o'clock. I'm going to be back here. I'll be back here Thursday, of course. But Saturday, I'm going to do a kids club meeting. We're going to do a kids club meeting here on YouTube Live. Since we can't use our clubhouse. So if you'd like to join me Saturday morning, you can. So I will be here Saturday. And you're welcome to join me. And then Saturday night, I will be on the city of Long Beach for a twilight trip. It sounds like a lot of people are answering the question. Oh, so I have a fan club in San Joaquin Valley. I know I have a bunch of guys in Fresno. They get together and watch my show. So, Lloyd, did you guys have to come in early because of the rudder? Because the rudder gave out? Dwayne wants to know, can I recommend a good book on tuna and bass fishing? You know, those are really things you need to go on the water to do. Probably better than a book would be watch a bunch of my videos on YouTube or just search out tuna fishing, bass fishing on YouTube and watch those videos. But the more time you spend on the water doing it, the better you're going to get. I mean, I spend most of my time on private charters just hooking and handing for people because a lot of people don't quite understand when to set the hook and when to do all that stuff. So, I spend a lot of my time of my day on the private charters doing that. And sometimes I even do it on my clients' rods because they kind of think that their gear's broken. They don't understand why they're not catching any fish. So I like to hook fish on their gear so they can see it's not broken and that it works. So that's always interesting to watch their expressions when you hook a big fish on their gear and they think it's not working. They think that the gear is terrible, and then I hook a big bass or a yellowtail and they're in shock. Like I always tell people, you're not paying me for today, you're paying me for the 50 years of fishing experience I have. But it's fun. I enjoy teaching people. So Terry, why did you get such a cheap hotel room that you had to sleep in your car? Shouldn't do that. Did you get a room in downtown Long Beach? In a bad area? So Big Chunky just got home from all day fishing on the Pursuit. One yellowtail on the fly line, tons of calico bass, good sized ones. Lots of barracuda. So I guess you guys were at Catalina, or did you guys fish local today? Big Chunky on the Pursuit. So what is lost you there. Oh, that's good. You guys were able to fish. Is September good for yellowtail? Yeah, usually September is good for all fishing. Yeah, maybe not bluefin. The water's usually too hot. But for yellowfin, hopefully Dorado, could be a good time to fish. Warm water already pushed up, Jeff says. Okay, so yeah, you went to Catalina. Did you guys catch a yellowtail on the front side of the island or the back of the island? I'm guessing you guys were on the west end of the island somewhere. Front side of the island. Hey, Henry, thanks for telling me that. I'm glad your videos are helping you out. Is 30-pound braid enough for rockfish? For shallow rockfish, it's good. But for most rock fishing, guys are using at least 50-pound up to 65-pound. So you guys were on the front side by the moorings. That sounds like you were around the isthmus area. Maybe by Indian Rock or up by the camps and all that kind of stuff. That's good. How much does a private charter cost? A half-day trip is $750. Catalina is $1,500 for 4 people. But we do have other trips available, that you can do. So there are lots of trips available. Let me see here. How do I get the other one back? That's weird. If you're going on a 6-day trip in October, I would guess you're going to be tuna fishing. What's sad about the 6-day trips is you can't go to Guadalupe. You can't go to Cedros. You can't go to Geronimo. Can't go to San Martin. So you're pretty much going to be offshore tuna fishing. What's the best way to catch white sea bass? I would say a 2 or 4 ounce bucktail with whole squid on it is how I catch most of mine. And I catch a lot of halibut too doing that. But if you can get live squid, you want to use live squid. I would think most of the boats are catching them on live squid right now. Here is the link, you guys, for my TV filming trips, because a lot of you were asking about that earlier. So there's a link there. And let me see if I can get you the link for the private charters. So we were asking about private charters. We will have some open party trips on Wednesdays, but if you want to charter us for, a weekend or something like that, here is the prices for that. Some of the boats that I film on every year are the Legend, the Excalibur, the Sea Adventure 80. Another nice boat's the Tomahawk. All good boats. The Apollo's a good boat. Those are boats that I'm on. That's good. Guy hooked a halibut today on a bucktail. Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to fish for white sea bass. That's good, Johnny. Glad you like that reel. If you want one step above that Komoda, the Lex is probably a little bit better. I didn't know Turner's had the bucktails anymore. I thought they were all out of them. Eric, you're going to be on the Twilight trip with me? Cool. Jeff, you go on a 16-day trip? Wow. That's nice. Aaron, if you got some nice fish on the bucktail, please send me pictures. I can always use pictures. So there's the prices, a link to the prices there for our private charters if you guys want to see the private charters. And what else we got going on here? For you new guys that don't know about this, we started this at the Fred Hall show in March, and it's our mystery tackle bags. And they're pretty popular. They've been real popular. So here's a link to our mystery tackle bags. We have $10 and $20 mystery tackle bags. Yeah, 22nd Street has bucktails. They have a good selection of bucktails too. Hello, Romero. Peter caught a yellowfin at Desperation Reef. That's pretty good. Magic Metal Lights at Walmart. Yeah, they have some there. Oh, where should I send my pictures? If you have pictures, you can send them to me. My email address is dan@sport-fishing.com. So you can send me there. No, we haven't done the. We're going to do the drawing on Thursday. Today's Tuesday, right? Yeah. On Thursday, we're going to do the drawing, and it's going to be a free trip to go on either the Gale Force or the Triton. So it's going to be a really good ticket. It's like a $160 ticket, and that'd be good. Yeah, Eric, on the twilight trip, I would fish the Barracuda early till it gets dark, and then once it gets dark, concentrate on the sand bass and the sculpin. But that works out good. Mike, give you a little idea what's in the mystery tackle bag. That's why it's called a mystery tackle bag. Sometimes it's hooks, lures, bucktails. There's always a mix of stuff in there. Will a bucktail work for a rock cod? Yes, it works really good. Works good for rockfish, lingcod, sculpin, all that. It works really good. If you're gonna fish it in a double rig, like a dropper loop rig, you want to use maybe a 1/2 ounce or a 1 ounce bucktail. I normally use the 1 ounce bucktail with a large sinker on the bottom. If you're just gonna fish for one big fish, then you want to use like a 4 or 6 ounce on the bottom. That works out good. And on the twilight trip, magic middle light before it gets dark. After it gets dark, then don't fish that and just fish the bucktail for the big bass and this sculpin. But it's been pretty good fishing. Saul was a question. Do you ever fish jetties? No, I'm usually on my boat. Once in a while, I'll go surf fishing, but as a rule, I'm on my boat. Hey, Matthew. Some of you guys are talking about your boats, your family boats. They said they had a good time on there. They caught a bunch of fish and stardust. Yeah, Jeff, the other day when I went to Catalina on my private charter, I ran across a swordfish, about 40-pound swordfish, and my passengers wanted to catch calicos. So I showed them what a swordfish looked like, and we drove by it. And they wanted to know why we didn't throw a bait on it. And I told them because we'd be there for 10 to 12 hours, and there's no guarantee we'd land it. So these are older guys, so I know they didn't want to pull on it. So we just let it go. It was nice to be that close to one. Jeremy, I'll be up in the Bay Area in September. I'm always up there the last week in September. We have a couple of spots left. I think on the Seawolf, I think the New Hug Fin trip is already sold out. But you could join us on that if you'd like to join us out of Emeryville. We will be there. So yeah, guys, for private charters, and I'm doing a lot of them this year. I had like 15, I think it was, 14 for June. There's the prices and stuff for the private charters, and we limit our trips to 4 people. Yeah, we're up in Emeryville the last week in September. So whatever the dates are for the last week in September, that's when we're there. And here's a link that you can use to see all my fishing trips for the year. We're hoping to add a couple more trips, but we haven't been able to yet because everybody's still nervous about the virus as far as if we're going to get shut down. And so everybody's kind of running scared right now. So, but there is you can use that link I just posted there, and you can see all the different trips. Tyler, where's your schedule on open party trips on my boat? All the open party trips are sold out for July, and we haven't picked any dates yet for August. So maybe on Thursday I'll get to do that. But all the trips for my boat are sold out for the open party trips are sold out for July. But we will probably add some trips for August, a couple of local half-day trips. So Munoz, I've never used that reel, so I don't really know what a Battle 3 is. Yeah, you can usually find spotties, guys, by the bridges, on the posts, boat docks, a lot of boat docks on the pillars. Underneath the boat docks, there's a lot of spotted bay bass. If you're in Newport and all those mooring lines where boats are tied up in the center there, those are great spots to fish for spotted bay bass. The Kids Club meeting is going to be this Saturday at 11 o'clock, and it's going to be right here on YouTube Live. So, yes, I'll be here Saturday for YouTube Live, and that'll work out. All right, guys, I'm going to go cook me up some fish for dinner. I already got my brown rice done, so I'm going to do that. So again, if you'd like to get a raffle ticket, just a reminder that we are going to do a raffle on Thursday, and it's going to be for a trip on the Triton or the Gale Force open party trip of theirs. So you guys can sign up for that. And there's a link there for the raffle ticket. Yeah, check me tomorrow on Instagram and on my Facebook page. Hopefully we'll have some yellowtail to post up. I'm pretty sure we'll get limits of bass. We'll see how we do. We'll see how Terry does. She's all excited to go her first time out to Catalina. Terry, make sure you have your license. Make sure you have your license. If you don't have a license, go to Big Five right now or Turner's and get your license. All right, guys. Good night and stay safe. Talk to you soon. See you on Thursday. Bye.